Hey, good evening, everybody. This part of our show is called Ask Dr. Mel, and we have two people that'll be helping with the show this evening and asking questions. First, we have Anita. Anita, would you introduce yourself?
Yes, it's nice to be talking to you all again. This is Anita Hendricks from Fairbanks, Alaska.
And we also have Mike Young. Mike, would you introduce yourself?
From down here in the sunny desert of Southern California, this is Mike Young with Coast to Coast here in Palm Springs.
Excellent. Okay. Well, Anita, I believe the first question is yours.
Yes, I noticed there's been a ruling in Indiana where Justice Stephen David, in writing for the court, says police officers don't have to have a reason. They have the right to enter anybody's home at any time they want. And the reason that they gave was because it will cut down on the amount of violence. But it goes against common law as far back as 1215 with the Magna Carta. A man's home has always been his castle. And so all of a sudden this judge says, no, the police can go in there without a search warrant or whatever if they just feel like it. So let's have your opinion, because I know you're a lawyer and you know these fine points of law. This won't stand up, will it?
I hope not. Actually, my place here in Washington, D.C. is a parcel, and it's called a residual parcel under common law. And that means when the police even want to come and visit, they have to come down the driveway and knock on the door. Unless they can see a crime in progress before their eyes, they can't even walk on the property. And at night, if anyone comes between my main house and all my other buildings, which under common law is called a curtilage, I actually have the right to take them out with no question. Now, I wouldn't do that, but there was a famous medieval case called IDS and Wife, and in which under common law people were given that right to protect their property at night. You could not even walk between the main house and the outbuildings, and if you did, they had a right to take you out.
Dr. Mel, no Wall Street bankers, we're in the fourth year of our crisis, and no Wall Street bankers have yet gone to jail. Can you please explain to us what kind of fraud did the banks do that have yet to be prosecuted, since no one's gone to jail and it seems like we're entering into a Great Depression yet further? What fraud has occurred that needs to be disciplined, needs to be bankers need to be arrested on?
Well, this last week they did convict a hedge fund billionaire, and for going out and getting insider information and paying for that so that he would know how to make investments. And so that was a key prosecution and conviction of a financial crime. And ordinarily they haven't been doing that. We do have a number of bankers who are being brought up and considered for charges. I don't know of any key ones that has happened to in particular, but the regulation coming from the federal government is much more strict than it was during the housing bubble. And I would expect they are starting to charge people for putting together fraudulent collateralized mortgage obligations, CMOs. And they very often put them together. They knew they were fraudulent. They knew they were bad. And they put them out to pension funds. They put them out to a number of things like that. But the bankers themselves bet against it. And that shows that, a total breakdown in the ethics of the banking business. If you're putting it out and one part of the bank is saying, we recommend this, it's got AAA, and we earned that, you know, from Standard & Poor's, and it's AAA, and yet the bank knows within their own structure that it is a bad investment, and they bet against it. Now, there was a vice president of Standard & Poor's who resigned. He came to Washington, D.C. 3 different times trying to say that they were giving fake AAA ratings to CMOs that didn't deserve it, and no one would listen to him. And now all the rating agencies are cleaning up their act, they're apologizing, and the courts have ruled they can't be sued for their false ratings in the past. And I wouldn't doubt if they're going to let the rating agencies off, they're also going to let the banksters off.
Okay, this is Anita Hendricks from Fairbanks saying good night.
What's up with you?
That's it. I can go and wrap it up and sign off. That's it for my questions.
And this is Dr. Mel in Washington, D.C., and all together we're going to say thank you and good
night.
And still to come, the Red Hackles Pipe Band of Fairbanks. There's more Coast to Coast after this. Welcome back to Coast. Here we have the Red Hackles Pipe Band of Fairbanks. Take a listen.
Well, the Fairbanks Red Hackles Pipe Band is a group of pipers, drummers, and dancers. We get together to promote Scottish arts, and we formed in 1974. We've been going quite a while now. I don't think there are any original members of the band present, but I joined in 1975, so a year after it formed. We've had a lot of people come and go through the years.
How did the band come about to be in Alaska?
Well,
Of all places.
there was a band back in the 40s. It was a Shriners band. And another band formed in the 60s called the Bonnie Bray Highlanders. And then this band was a outgrowth of that band with a couple of members, about four or five founding members that got it started, and we've grown from that small group, I think it was 3 pipers and 2 drummers, to what it is today, and this is not everybody. Last summer we had 14 pipers in competition with, I think, about 7 drummers or something like that. So, and we have students coming and going all the time. Pipers move in and out with the job rotations of the military or school, or just, you know, somehow they come here for a while and they're gone. But you know, we've had a lot of good, interesting people come here over the years. Now, Brandon back here, our drumming instructor, played 2 summers with Peel Regional Pipe Band out of Toronto, which was a grade 1 pipe band, and went to the world competitions in Glasgow, Scotland, played in Glasgow on the green? Yeah. He has performed with the world's best and competed with the world's best.
Do you guys have any events coming up that we can make the viewers of Coast to Coast aware of?
Well, we are traveling we're competing on the 21st and 22nd, I believe it is, on Vancouver Island. We will be competing in Como Valley Highland Games on the Saturday and the Victoria Highland Games on the Sunday. So it's a big trip for us. Locally, I think the next thing the public will probably see us is the Relay for Life in June 3rd, something like that. We always play for the closing ceremonies for the Cancer Walk.
Oh, okay. Well, once again, we've come to the end of another episode of Coast to Coast. But remember, if you think you've got what it takes to appear on our show, or you have video clips you'd like to share, or a Great Alaska recipe, give us a call in the studio at 907-474-3379, or visit our website, coast2coast.mobi. That's coast2coast.mobi. Well, thanks for watching the show, and we're going to leave the show this evening with the Red Hackle Pipe Band. Sit back and enjoy, and until next Saturday, you all have a good night.